Yeah, so I'm Jop. I'm a co-founder of the Beans app. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
We'll do this quickly. All right, so before we get to wallets, what on earth is the Stellar Disbursement Platform? Hopefully you've heard of this by now, but it is a turnkey, all-in-one bulk payment solution. You're seeing the dashboard right here. This is for a financial administrator. This is a really easy way for organizations, companies to get into the Stellar ecosystem. You're all here because you understand what Stellar does well, but that's not necessarily the case for an organization that's been around for 30 years and pays their employees through bank wires and all of that. So the SDP allows organizations to quickly and efficiently pay people all over the world, whether that's for salary payments, gig workers, freelancers, creators, aid payments, government programs, all these different bulk payments use cases in which you have an organization that needs to send money to multiple individuals at once. If you've been around Meridian the past couple days, you've probably heard that said about 1 million times. We won't spend much time on this, but overall it is fast, cheap, transparent, and you can send money in a stable form that reaches people all over the world and that they can cash out all over the world. On the wallets, just a quick intro, we have 4 amazing wallets that have already become SDP compatible. You're about to hear from 3 of them. The other is Vibrant, which is SDF's in-house wallet, and so we thought it was a bit of an unfair advantage to include them on this since we have limited time. So you get to hear from all of the ecosystem wallets that have integrated with this. Shameless plug, we are looking for more. We believe that builders solve problems in their environments best. And so if you're a wallet and you know a certain user base, please come become SDP compatible. We generally want those wallets to be very user-friendly because this is meant for non-native crypto users. This might be their first crypto experience. It might even be their first financial app experience. And so we want it to be a really seamless user experience for them, for the receivers. But then also there are a few requirements technically that you'll want to check out here on the left, which is that you do need to support Stellar assets and accounts. Hopefully that's not an issue for anyone here today. But also it does rely currently on SEP 10 and SEP 24. And it uses deferred deep links to facilitate the registration process. One of the coolest things that we've seen about this is that the SDP seamlessly onboards people who don't have crypto wallets today. It does that through deferred deep links and SEP 24, so that's why those are technical requirements. And with that, we will hand it back over to the wallets, and you'll get to see what this actually looks like.
All right, thank you, Tori. Yeah, like I said before, I'm Jop. I'm a co-founder of the Beans app. And what we do at Beans is we're basically building an international payments app where we can pay people all around the world, like instantly, easily, and at 0 fees. And yeah, some of our strong features are, for example, the automatic conversion. So we take note of what somebody's preferred currency is. So if my preferred currency is, for example, euros, the receiving party is preferring pesos. Yeah, our app just noticed that and put everything ready for them. And I just say like, oh, I want them to receive 2,000 pesos, or I say I just want to send 5 euros, and the app will take care of the rest. And yeah, in the most simple, user-friendly way. And yeah, what else? Like we have like payment requests that you can do via like WhatsApp, or you can generate a QR payment that you can scan with another Beans wallet, and then like you can complete the payment instantly. You can also save money in our app, also generate yield on those savings as well. And yeah, that's basically all real nice, but it comes together with like a super user-friendly interface. So we aim to look and feel like a traditional banking app, so even the elderly would understand. So yeah, we don't provide anything like public keys or private keys. We put that all away. We sponsor the network fee, so if somebody sends $5 to somebody else, they will actually receive $5, and that that opened up some opportunities for us to make it look and feel like a traditional banking app. And yeah, some of our users just kind of forget that they are using crypto, so it's a compliment for us, I guess. Then we have some global reach, so we are like cash withdrawals in like over 180 countries. We have like credit card and Apple Pay support. Bank withdrawals coming real soon with a partnership with Banksa in over 130 countries as well. So we're extending rapidly, which is also good for us. And yeah, with all of that, like you sometimes also get questions. So here like was a question from Bustillo. He's like the actually CTO of Scale Mode. He's also in the room somewhere. Like, I wanted to take his example a little bit because they also built an integration with us already. So that's a real good use case to say as well. So basically, Fabricio Sedano, he's Argentinian. He moved to Australia. He set up an Australian company where they have like software developers. They also help scale up companies on the Stellar network. And yeah, basically he has like a pretty big team that he needs to pay, and he wanted to do it in an efficient possible way, and yeah, prefers the Stellar network. And that's where the SDP platform comes in like real strong, because it can solve all of these problems. And yeah, it also has like many other use cases. You can pay freelancers, you can cover expenses of your employees, you can maybe redistribute rental income for property managers, or yeah, whatever you can think of. You can send scholarships or give grants to researchers. Humanitarian aid, that's where Vibrant does a really good job as well. So yeah, there's so many things you can think of that you can build on the SDP platform. And yeah, how would that look then? So I got an example here, and that will go back a little bit as an example with Scale Mode as well. If somebody can start the video. Because this is basically the dashboard that the employer would use. In this case, it's Scale Mode. It's going to pay like an employee. So you enter like the SDP platform. As you see, there's no disbursements yet. So yeah, we can just create like a disbursement by navigating to the new disbursement button and just start a new disbursement. Then you see some information. So at the top, you see that there's like a US dollar balance of like about 1,000. That's like the actual funds that the company holds to pay out to, for example, its employees. And there is some XLM to cover network fees. So for example, we're going to pay all of the employees. They live in Argentina. They prefer USDC because they want to escape inflation. They want to provide, or they want to use the Beans app, and you just give a name to your disbursement. Then you upload a CV file, which can contain hundreds and hundreds of records. Just how many employees you have, you just fill them up in like a CSV file. In this example, I just used one because it was just a demo for demo purposes. But it shows the phone number, the amount the person should receive, the date of birth as a secondary verification. Then you just press confirm disbursement, and at this moment, everybody receives a text message that the payment has been waiting for them. And let's take a look at how that would look as well. I think then the video needs to, it's not updating, but do they need to stop it? Yeah, all right, this is it. Yeah, so this is basically the switch, and now like you are basically the employee. So you receive a deep link, so maybe can somebody start the video as well? Yep. So basically they're getting a deep link sent to their phone number. So they just receive a text message. They open the deep link. The app detects, oh, the Beans wallet is not installed yet. We just install it. We click on sign up. We go through the whole sign up flow. We cut it up a little bit before the time, but you just fill in some basic details like email, phone number, PIN code, all that stuff. So now we're basically registering an account, and because it's a deferred deep link, it remembered that we came from the text message, and it just explains that there's payment waiting from the employer, in this case, Scale Mode. Then you put in your phone number because you need to verify that you have ownership over this phone number. You receive a one-time password, you just fill in to prove. And then you have like the date of birth that you need to give in as secondary verification. And then you basically say you're not a robot. So hopefully that's true for most people, you know. And then basically you're already connected. And then the payment will automatically be sent by the SDP platform into the wallet. So in this case, there's been paid out like $750 to this employee of Scale Mode. And yeah, what can they do then? So then they have like a way to, is there a delay again? To also send, maybe can I stop the video again? I think that helps. Because it needs to go to the next slide. All right. So basically now the user has $750 waiting for them, and then they can basically send it to somebody in a really user-friendly way. So you can just send it by putting somebody's username in, no public keys or anything. Give it a description, and then you just put in the amount. In this case, it's going to be $100, so dad can take mom out for a luxury dinner. And then you basically have like an instant conversion and at 0 fees. So this is basically also our strong point because it's super simplistic to send somebody some funds, but you can also choose to convert it to a more stable currency or to a yield generating currency as well, just by putting an amount in the conversion screen, press the convert button. It's the same deal, a couple of seconds later, has been converted at 0 fees. And yeah, you can basically withdraw the funds as well as a user being. So like in this case, it opens the withdrawal screen. You select your local currency. You select if you want to do a bank, transfer, cash pickup, or a crypto, whatever you prefer. And then basically that's it. I think I don't have anything else to show other than this nice QR code where you can download our app together with like a referral code in which only the first 10 people that use it get like a $5 balance to start with. And yeah, play around with our app. So I think this is it. So maybe I can give it over to Jake.
Thanks, Jop. It's been awesome to kind of like watch the Beans app develop over time. I remember downloading the beta version and playing around with it for the first time. It's really one of the smoothest experiences from a wallet app that I've seen built on Stellar. So that's it's been really great to see. The next person I'm going to invite up is a co-founder of a new wallet that is completely rebuilding their product and doing a lot of really exciting things and pushing the envelope. So I'm excited to kind of hand that off and have them talk about what they're doing. That's going to be Juan from Decaf.
Hi. So from my part, I want to showcase how Decaf can leverage the SDP platform and also show you some exciting new features we've been working about that I'm pretty excited about. So basically, what are we integrating into the SDP? So Decaf Pay will be a non-custodial LATAM first on and off-ramp aggregator. That means that we're going to take the best off-ramps of each country and we're going to route the payment through the best option at that given time. Also, we're non-custodial, as I said before, meaning that any user could go in and out of our ecosystem just by taking their keys and plugging them into a new wallet, and it supports crypto as well as fiat. Meaning if I want to do a remittance from the US to Mexico, I can send it with USD or USDC or any other stablecoin. And we also support investments. We're a Mexican-based company, and so our users will have access to tokenized Mexican bonds, offering up to 12% APY. And yeah, you don't have to be an accredited investor to be able to invest in those bonds. Why we're doing this? Basically because LATAM lacks banking infrastructure and talent in LATAM is therefore hard to reach because the money gets eaten up by fees, gets eaten up by inflation in the case of Argentina, and the wait times are normally very long. Also, remote work is growing rapidly as well, and so we want to offer a platform for all those remote workers to get money and send money very, very easily. So how does the Stellar Disbursement Platform work with Decaf? I won't get much into detail because it's been explained before, but in the admin side, it's pretty straightforward. You create a disbursement platform, you put Decaf as a disbursement vendor, you collect all your customers' data, sort of like phone numbers, email addresses, date of birth, name, and then you basically upload the CSV file. Then you transfer the total amount of USDC into the platform and launch the disbursement. But what's actually interesting is what happens when the user actually gets their money. So suppose that they're able to log in, receive the money of their Decaf wallet app, and basically like prove that they're the person the money is supposed to go to. They have many different options. They can off-ramp using their bank, so off-ramp using a local provider of the given country. They can off-ramp using cash, so using MoneyGram, which is instant. And as I said before as well, they have access to Mexican government bonds, which they can invest in using directly with USDC. And it offers a sustainable yield of up to 12%. And now I actually want to show you Decaf Pay. It's a product we've been working on for a while, and it's got some interesting features that I want to showcase. So first off, it's like a bank off-ramp. So what is like the base use case for a product. It's basically this, right? You get into a calculator, you can select a quote, select the currency you want to transact in, and then you basically approve that exchange rate, or you can refresh it. You also see the fees and the taxes transparently as well. And you also can see the amount that comes into your bank account at the bottom right. In this case, you can also see the summary of the whole transaction, meaning you can see your name, your payment information, the payment summary, as well as all the fees as well. And in this moment, basically the fee is being locked in and the order is being created. And then once the order will be created, you will be able to pay for that off-ramp. If you have a Decaf wallet, the transaction approval is going to be really quickly. It's going to be with a notification, but you can also use Vibrant, Beans, or any other ecosystem wallet as well. Now, when the actual payment is processed, you will see this type of screen. Normally the payments take 2 to 3 hours to be reflected into the account, but for the sake of the demo, it's been sped up. And yeah, that's the base use case, which is banking. But then we also have cash off-ramps. So many of you are familiar with the typical MoneyGram off-ramp using USDC, but we have taken a new spin on it, using the same sort of like UI in which you fetch a quote, you get the fees, you input the currency, and then you can see if this quote is good for you or not. In this case, MoneyGram offers a rebate on the fees, so it's 0. And then once you confirm the quote, you have the same kind of UI that you had before with the payments, with the banking payments. And you can see a summary of the amount that will land in your bank account, and you will be able to do the same flow as well, which is paying with the Decaf wallet as well, or you can use any other ecosystem wallet. So once you have paid and the payment has been processed, you will be able to get more data on your transaction, which is basically the blockchain receipt and the actual MoneyGram receipt. And now, once you have that information, you can obviously view it. So we will start with the blockchain receipt, which you can use the standard Stellar Explorer to view it. You can see that it is a transfer of 50 USDC, and it is a successful transaction as well. And now for the more interesting part, which is the MoneyGram receipt. You can also see that it is a 50 USDC transfer, and it's got the same quote as put in the calculator. It's got also the next steps to follow and all the information you need for this transaction to go and cash out. And now the last demo I want to show you is a different take on this very kind of like operation, which doesn't require any type of apps. So a friend can send you money via WhatsApp. You can receive USDC with WhatsApp with Decaf. So basically, once you get the payment, you will be prompted what to do with it. In this case, I withdraw. And you can also then select withdraw with MoneyGram. In this case, you have to fill out a text KYC. It is the first text-based KYC that I've seen. And I think that's pretty awesome. And then basically, this will, once the KYC is done, it will trigger the same kind of flow as we saw in the demo before. So you'll have access to the information as before as well, like the blockchain transaction, and you also will have access to the MoneyGram UI transaction receipt. Here we're opening the MoneyGram transaction receipt as well. As you can see, it's the same kind of UI, just with a different transaction ID and a different reference number. So you could cash out those USDC as well. And those are 3 of the features I'm pretty excited about Decaf Pay. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want to join the beta version of the app. Please scan this QR code. I'm super looking forward to seeing your thoughts and opinions on the product. And if you have some questions about the presentation or the product itself, please contact me here. Thank you.
All right, I have the absolute pleasure of introducing what I think is the last presentation on this stage today. So the next wallet, and the last that we'll see today, Boss Money, fun fact, owned by the same parent company as the Elroy wallet that we saw earlier. So it's a great example of a company that has two very different markets and has been able to specialize for those. Another fun fact, one of the oldest Stellar ecosystem wallets, but one of the first to innovate and integrate these new features. So Grace Anyetei from Boss Money, thank you.
Thank you for having me. So I'm here to talk about Boss Money, and I'm gonna say it more like a story. So who we are is a multi-currency blockchain wallet that allows for users to hold up to 10 local currencies in stablecoin, and they're able to move it from fiat to digital currency and cash it out either through buying airtime, paying bills, or just sending it to someone else's mobile money. What we do is that we allow the storage of money and just transportation, so it's easy for you to travel across borders and be able to pay. Initially, it started as a solution to the refugee crisis, but as we saw, as we evolve the product, is that it can be utilized for more people to use it, whether you're a traveler or whatever you are. I like to consider it as mobile money on steroids, because you can easily move across border, and currently mobile money in Africa is limited to your own country. And how we work, we move money on ramp and off ramp across different mobile wallets. We're gonna add, we're in the process of adding banks and cards to just allow us to move money easily across the borders. How it works right now is, for instance, I want to move to Rwanda. So I would have created my account. I can download the app, or I can have someone else create their account in an app and access the app via USSD. So it's available via app, smartphone, and non-smartphone features. So I'll create my account, go through the KYC process, and then I'm in already. And then what I would do is I would cash in via local mobile money solutions, whether it's M-Pesa, MTN, and then we're gonna add banks and card as well. I would add money to it. And within the Boss Money ecosystem, I'm able to live without cash. So I'm able to create multiple currencies. So right now it's up to 10 different local currencies. I can create it in Kenya, Rwanda, Tanzania, so on and so forth. And I'll be able to store it safely. I'll be able to send and receive across within the app itself and to other mobile money numbers which are not even registered within the app itself. So I'm able to cash out. And I'm also able to pay for goods and services. So I'm able to buy gift vouchers. I'm able to pay for utilities. I'm able to pay for my groceries, pay for my electricity, pay for my water, pay for TV as well. I'm able to do that all within the ecosystem of the app. And if I want to, then I would be able to cash it out. So you cash out either sending it to someone else's mobile money account, or you buy your airtime, etc. So this is how it currently works today. So with SDP, when we started a conversation with Tori, how we saw it working is best explained through this situation. So last year, in December, Nat, the other co-founder of Leaf Global at that time, right now it's Boss Money, and I went to Kakuma with a grant company that wanted to fund different businesses. And we got to meet one of the ladies here, and she creates soap, and she's able to sell them and train other women to also sell that. So looking at her story is, she's sitting in Kenya, she's a refugee in the Kakuma camp, and she's not able to create a bank account in order to receive money because the bank is more strict than mobile money. And mobile money is limited to how much it is that you can receive. So that's where Boss Money comes into play. And we get to be able to see her situation because she needs to receive about $6,000. So the situation is she needs the money in her wallet, and she needs to be able to buy additional things and pay for different things. The complication is with her refugee status, she's limited to the financial services that are available to her. So the solution that we came across is, I've named the grant company here as ABC company would be able to send the money through boss, and boss will be able to cash it out to her boss wallet, and then from there she can choose when and how she would utilize that money, whether it's changing it in a different currency or even paying somebody else to buying things across the border. She would be able to decide how she would do it. And how the flow of funds work is, the first thing that we see is that the organization would fund IDT, our parent company's circle account. And then from there, we would acquire digital assets, so that's USDC, and then we would fund the SDP account. From that point, the company would also share a CSV file, which would have all the recipient details, including Zubaida's details as well. They would receive an SMS where they'll be able to access the app, complete the KYC process, and then be able to receive the money directly within a short period of time. It's actually almost instant on how this KYC process goes through and how she'll be able to receive the fund. And once it's completed, SDP would make the payment and allow for Zubaida to receive the money and easily pay for additional goods and services. How the flow of funds works once she received the money is, we would see a cash in come in, and then within the ecosystem of our app, the wallet would be credited. And in our ecosystem, it's one-to-one. The currency, the local currency and the actual fiat is one-to-one. The customer actually never knows that they are in the blockchain environment. And within that, they're able to send, receive, exchange into multiple currencies. So right now it's up to 10, and also store. And the other things that they can be able to do is pay for additional goods and services within the app. The additional features that we're adding are the existing mobile money rails that allow for payments to direct merchants so that we can keep them all within our ecosystem. And if she chooses to debit their account, then she'll be able to do a cash out directly to either a bank account or to a mobile money number, and then she can be able to get the actual money if she wanted to get physical cash. So that's how the flow fund works inside. And just next up, I'll just show you a video on our journey as Leaf to Boss and how we see the journey working. Yeah. Sorry. Can you play it with sound, please? Across Africa with over 50,000 downloads. Over 1.4 billion people around the world are unbanked and lack access to formal financial services. With refugees, migrants, and cross-border traders, this is particularly challenging because they have no safe or reliable way to bring their money across borders or an affordable way to send and receive money, leaving them vulnerable to exploitative exchange rates and theft. Mobile banking and app-based solutions do not work for these group of customers because of the heavy reliance upon internet access and smartphone usage, though 2.4 billion people around the world still use basic feature phones. Refugees and migrants also often rely on remittances from international sources but lack a way to receive them safely. Boss Money meets these needs by offering affordable, convenient digital financial services accessible from any mobile device. No smartphone is required. With Boss, users can travel without cash and rest assured that their money will be safe and accessible no matter where they go. Friends and family abroad can also deposit into a Boss Money customer's account. Backed by blockchain technology, Boss Money ultimately creates an economic identity that customers can use to establish themselves in a new country. Boss Money was the first live blockchain-based financial solution for people without smartphones. It currently offers an app platform for smartphones and a USSD platform for basic feature phones. It is available on any GSM-compliant phone that can run USSD apps on 2G by dialing a 3-digit short code. The Boss Money team is currently working with Stellar and Circle to deploy the new Stellar Disbursement Platform to make it easier for aid agencies and international organizations to send thousands of micropayments as USDC directly to a verified wallet owned by a refugee or aid recipient in their home country. These USDC funds can then be exchanged on the Boss Money platform and used to make purchases locally through the wallet. The instant delivery method of USDC to wallets cuts costs for sending money and allows aid organizations to respond immediately in crisis situations like war,
or natural disasters.
Okay, thank
Boss
you.
Money is a Stellar-based cross-border digital.
Okay.
Yeah, so any questions?